Welcome to Sounds of Sud. I'm your host, Jasmine. This podcast is for all the music lovers and anyone that wants to learn more about working in the music industry. Bringing you interesting insights and wild stories from DJs to festival organisers, we talk to all of the people behind the scenes that make the magic happen. So make sure to hit subscribe and I'll see you on the dance floor. Welcome, Brewer and Butler, to Sounds of Sud, the podcast. How are you doing?
Very good, thank you.
Thank you for coming over.
Thank you for having us.
My second ever duo, 2 weeks in a row. So yeah, thank you, Nick, for the editing. Much appreciated. So just for the ease of conversation, we'll go Cillian and Jack, if you guys are all good with that.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so I don't know where to begin. I feel like so many questions. How do you guys know each other?
Through farm work,
We've done farm work together, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was trashing a room and I walked into the hostel room.
Yeah, that was it, wasn't
it? That's where the bond started, yeah.
Don't you think that's the most classic Australia love story? Like, literally, the most solid of friendships. We met on farm work. I'm like, I get it. You guys have you've been through the wars together.
Just being disasters.
That was it pretty much, wasn't it? Yeah, we met at farm work. We done farm work together and that, and then we went separate ways a little bit for a couple of years, and then we started bumping. We ended up starting bumping into each other at random house parties, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it would always be the last two people in the kitchen on the decks, constantly, like every single time. Yeah, and in the end we were like, let's just start doing this a bit more, shall we, probably?
Yeah, I think Return to Rio kind of gave us. We had I remember our friends bought one of the houses for out the back where the river was, and we used to have mad parties there every day. And then we just started playing together, and we were just like, oh, this is actually enjoyable.
Which year was this, the Return to Rio?
I think it was the last Rio before COVID. I'm pretty sure. It was probably 5 years
it would have been 5 years, I think.
Yeah.
So I had never been, and I'd always wanted to go so badly. And then we got tickets, cancelled. It went on for so long. By the time it even came about, I didn't even want to go. I was this close to not going, and I had the best time ever. So good. I thought when you said that then, you were going to say this year, and I was like, I feel like this definitely would have come up in conversation if you guys were there by now. I was like, how have I forgotten that? I was like, nah, that makes more sense. So obviously, Cillian, Irish, Jack, English. Whereabouts are you both from?
I'm Essex originally, and I came over here. Well, it was 8 years ago, wasn't it? We both came over 8 years
pretty
ago.
Much, yeah. We've been here pretty much same time. And
I had mates over here, and I just came to visit and just never left.
That's so funny. That's exactly what that's what everyone says. But Adam had a similar story. Adam Holt came on the other week.
Adam,
he said he came to visit someone, and also Cameron from Rave Reviews also came to visit someone. I didn't come to visit someone, but I came, and I was very, very set on it being 9 years ago.
Yeah, I think everyone has the same, don't they?
It's so easy to get caught up in it, and it's just too much fun. And there's nothing to go home to, really, is there? There is with your family and everything else, but
yeah, I'll clip that bit.
Don't worry, keep it in.
Trying to get brownie points.
No, but in terms of lifestyle and weather and everything else, barring all that rain we had a few years ago, that was pretty bad, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a rough couple of years there with the bushfires, and the bushfires, rain, COVID.
That was it.
More rain, more bushfire.
Rough couple of years.
It was a rough couple of years.
And Cillian, obviously from Ireland, whereabouts?
Ireland, just outside of Dublin. I won't say where because no one will ever know where it is. A place called Bray.
Bray.
Which is Wicklow. It's near Dublin. But 8 years here, same thing as everyone. Come over. I actually was thinking about going home. I was like, after my first year, and I don't know why I was thinking that, and then I just fell in love with the place even more.
I did. I had flights to go home.
No, I wasn't that silly, but
I had booked flights to go home in the third year. Then met Jace and just didn't get on that flight either. So I'm good at not getting on flights. I'm good at missing flights.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
We've got some good missing flight stories. So good. So where shall we begin? So you obviously DJing in kitchens, and were you saying that was you guys making friends, or that was you we should DJ together?
It was more we should DJ together because we knew each other already, and we were friends. It was just we just parted ways for a bit and went off and done our own little travel. And we just kept on landing in the same kitchens every time, just stuck behind the decks. And we were like, we should just start doing this a bit more often, really, and make a thing of it.
We were enjoying it a lot, and then I remember we were doing I think people started asking us to do birthday parties and stuff, and we were like, right, we mustn't be that shit if people are getting us to go then Yeah, I remember we done a friend's, it was our Scottish mate of mine. We done and then we went back to the house and stuff, and then we're like, right, let's actually try do something. This time, like we were like, oh, we couldn't find anyone that would book us for a gig. Literally, remember?
What year was this?
About 3 years ago, I'd say,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Like
It
not
must
too
have-
long ago.
So
like-
similar time, yeah.
Yeah. And it was just like, oh, who do we speak to? And like, for me and Jack, like, we're pretty like so chilled and laid back. We're like, we'll just keep continuing to do this and that. And then you done a course with Bingle, then the production course.
Yeah, I done a production course with Bingle. That was he put us on. He got us on to Felicity, didn't
That's
he?
how we met. Felicity.
Mixed methods.
So Felicity is the main suspect of pretty much starting Brewer Butler off in
Really?
Sydney.
That's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool.
She got in call. Remember, I had a phone call with her. This is when COVID was still like back and forth, and like she obviously, her being so big in the music scene in Sydney, she was telling us about everything was going on, and she actually booked us for I don't know if you know Label in Brookvale.
I don't even
Yeah.
know if it's still
Yeah.
open, is it?
Yeah, so when I first got onto her, it's because my friend was trying to get into like, he had DJ'd on our like annual boat party, and I was just like, Scott, like you're so good. I was like, you're really, really, really good. You should you need to pursue it. And I was in his head, and then I saw Felicity was posting like all of that kind of stuff because I had met her at like, it was this whole big thing, and like I bumped into her in the Ivy, and then I spoke to her, and then I saw a video of Porrick on her story. It's such a sunrise. I was like, so it was a kind of conversation starter, and then we just built like a rapport from there. But when she used to post her stuff of Label, I was like, that looks so cool. I really want to go there. Because back then, I hadn't really been to that many different clubs in Sydney. I honestly wouldn't say I have been to a lot of different ones now. I go to the same ones quite often. Like, obviously, because of my work, I can go to the Ivy whenever. So I don't really find myself out and about that much. So when I saw Label, I was like, oh, that's so cool. But I'm still yet to go there.
Yeah.
Like when we were going, it was such a good venue, but they could never get enough people over there. I think because it's so far away. You get a lot of people from the North Shore, but it still weren't enough. And it's such a big venue inside that if you didn't have enough people in there, it just looks so empty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a big warehouse kind of looking venue. Like it's
sick
sick.
venue.
Like everything, the sound system, production, everything is class. But I think it's just the location that kind of lets us down because it's pretty far from like the likes of Manly and stuff like that. It's like in the middle of like the eastern suburbs and North
Yeah,
Shore.
I know exactly where. It's in Brookvale, right?
Yeah, Brookvale. Yeah.
It's like one of them. If you're out in the city, it's not like, oh, we'll just swing into Label.
Yeah.
It's just fucking like it's so half-hour trek.
Yeah,
You've
it's
got
a
to
long way
Yeah.
home.
You've got to be destined for that. That's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
funny.
that's
And then,
it.
so when would you say was your first professional gig?
Low stepper at Label.
Low stepper at Label. So
That was
the
the
first
first big
gig
one.
was supposed to be supporting Sam Devine. Then COVID came back again, and New South Wales done what it done best and shut everything down. So then we played a side room gig there. That was the first time we played with Felicity, and it was cool. Like, there was actually a lot of people in there. It just went off.
It was a good. It was a good night, wasn't it?
Sick night, and then so we played there, and I think we played like one or two other gigs, and then out of nowhere, we just got like this message saying, how do you feel closing after Low Stepper, which has been...
It was for Rod Richards, wasn't
Rod
it?
Richards, yeah. It was like...
And so what Felicity had got you, like how, I was going to say, what was the actual connection?
I think Felicity got us in with that one as well.
Yeah,
with Rod Richards. And just got a message and he was like, do you want to play support Low Stepper and do you want to close after him? We were like, fuck.
It was like the first like moment where you're just like, oh yeah,
Quite a big
'Cause
first gig.
it's a big name, like,
Mate.
because Low Stepper, like, when I was younger, I used to always listen. I love Low Stepper, it's class, like, which was just like, Jesus Christ, this is like, like thrown in the deep end. And then we're like, you know what, let's fuck it, let's do it. You know what I mean? If we fuck up, it is what it is.
Oh, I got up
obviously
there.
didn't.
I got up there shaking. I was like terrified.
I was going to say, do you get nervous before gigs?
Yeah,
I do,
you
yeah,
do.
big
You
time.
definitely do, especially like big gigs and stuff. Like you as you go on, like the nerves obviously settle a bit more. But like
As you go on within the set?
no, like with gigs and stuff, like
The
future
more gigs you do, the less it becomes. But even through the set, like you can get up and be really nervous. But after like 3 or 4 tracks, and you see that like you're actually making a good impression, people are enjoying what you're doing,
then your confidence.
You start getting a bit more comfortable. You start getting a bit more confidence in that.
Yeah, and then when you're interacting with the crowd, when you're interacting, you're getting good feedback. It's like that's funny because I'm just like big ADHD head and stuff like that. So,
I think everyone that's come on here has been the same because naturally they're the people you hit it off with.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
But it's similar people to you when you're DJing, and then you're like when you're playing, and then you're having a laugh, and everyone's enjoying it, and it's just like, oh, this is unbelievable. Like there's no feeling like it. Like
I have never had an atmosphere than the Renegade stage with our friend Dan. He's actually he's met Ellie because we went to the same after party once, but his Renegade stage, it was pumping till 7 o'clock in the morning.
Unbelievable.
All different people, like you'd have like an older crowd and a younger crowd and a country crowd and an Irish crowd. Everyone was just coming and going. That's what I love about festivals.
I love that,
you know?
yeah.
Everyone's
So good,
just
isn't
like
it?
all these people you just meet in passing. And it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
bye.
You meet the best people, though,
The best
don't you?
people,
Like that's what it's about. Like the culture is about, like and when you're playing too, like that's the thing. Like when you play somewhere and you got people who are there for the music, the interaction is just seems effortless. You know, it is. It's good.
Yeah, especially like when they're enjoying it and you're enjoying it as well. It's a good feeling, isn't it?
So for both of you at the moment, it's still like a side hustle or hobby or whatever you want to call it. What's the goal?
Well, like it's tough because it's not an easy thing to kind of get involved. It takes a lot of time. Plus, we both in relationships, both engaged now.
Yes, I was going to say, both have fiancés.
Both engaged now, yeah. Like
we're ball and chain.
Busy, yeah, the old ball and chain. But like we are definitely we're focusing on producing.
Because what we started like in at the deep end, and then all of a sudden we just got pumped with gigs like constantly, and we were doing like 3, 4, 5, sometimes 6 a weekend.
Were you?
Yeah.
Why so many?
We were kind of like we were just yes men.
Yes men.
Yeah.
Still are yes men. We still are.
Yeah, we just kept on saying yes to everything because we wanted to get our name out there.
Well, it worked.
Yeah, I mean it worked. Yeah, but it came like we just done that. We solely done that, and we drunk a lot. And we were out for the whole weekend from Monday through to like Sunday afternoon or even Sunday night because we might have a gig on Sunday.
Yeah.
Burn the candle.
Burn the candle.
You're burning it from both ends.
And it got to a point and we were like, right, let's start reining this in now and start focusing on producing because we're not getting any further than what we've already got with the DJing. So. In order to like get further, get outside of Sydney, you got to start producing, haven't you? And you got to start making some good tunes, getting some big support, and have that consistency with it as well. But we're still getting that consistency.
We're still, which is a good thing. It is good. Like we try to kind of balance it out and stuff like that. But sometimes it's hard, like because you enjoy it so much and stuff. Then you're like, okay, yeah, I'll do that. And then when it comes to that weekend, you're like, shit, there's just so much on. But we're like really lucky in a sense, and we are grateful with the producing side of things. We got a lot better at it, didn't we? Yeah.
Like in terms of like making time for it.
Yeah, making time and kind of we'll work on our own projects and then work on different ones, and then it'll all come together. And in terms of like with producing and stuff and support, like we've big names supporting.
That's what I was going to say. You had Ariel Free.
Ariel Free, so
playing your track and sharing it. I thought that's so cool.
It was amazing. Yeah, she played it in Drum Sheds. It was BBC One Radio Takeover, which was
huge.
It's surreal. She played at
So
Elro.
But how did she find it?
We actually sent it to her. I can't say too much more about it,
but
we're in talks with Ariel at the minute, so
how exciting!
Which is so she's amazing, like great to work with. Like,
you've already got a few tracks out already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stuff out. Like we this I think it was roughly this time last year was our first official release as Geo. We've got like as producers like
separate
tracks separate ones,
which are terrible. Mine are terrible. Like
you listen to them now and you're like, Like when
Yeah.
someone asks for your like
remember-
personal thing, you're like, don't listen
Nah.
to this, mate.
I remember doing it when I first started, and I just wanted to like a tune. I wanted to release a tune so bad that I was just determined to put anything out there. And the ones
Was
I
it the
put out there
milkshake
are
one?
fucking trash. That one, all of them, they're all terrible.
Yeah. When you look back now, you're just like,
I
wow.
listen back, I'm like, oh my god, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
But
Can't
it's
believe my
just,
name.
it's just excitement, isn't it? This
Yeah.
excitement gets the better of you, and you just want to try and you think you're going to be the next big thing. In reality, you need to take your time with it, fucking master it a bit better, you know.
Well, Adam was saying that he's got loads of tracks and he just hasn't released them because by the time he
Yeah.
finishes it, he doesn't like it anymore.
Oh mate,
Well, that's it. You go
Oh,
over
mate.
and over and over. Like you'll create something, you'll think it's great, and then you'll go, right, I'm gonna try and make this just as perfect as I can. By the time you do try and make it perfect, it's like
and
this
what,
is shit.
And what he said as well, like listening to a loop, you keep listening to it over and over and over again. By the end of it, you're like, oh, this is shit.
Yeah, you try to change something, and then you feel that
and-
you're just constantly changing the whole. Like this
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
good, I'm gonna swap this, and it's just like
you go in
what
with
have
an
I
idea.
done?
You go in with an idea. You listen to it so much that you change that idea, and then you find another idea, and then before you know it, everything's just gone to bits, and you're like, you just have to scrap it and start again.
Start again.
But we've got fucking. I don't even know how many songs that we've done.
Yeah,
right?
we've a lot now on, like, you know, and it's exciting too because we're going to, like, on the weekend, Sunday, like Salardo are coming to play on Glass Island, so we're going to hand them some music. Hopefully they'd
Hopefully
like it
hear
and
back
stuff,
from
you know.
somebody.
Oh,
Yeah.
so using your networking DJing to kind
Yeah.
of just say, hey, listen
Yeah,
to
yeah.
this, listen to
Yeah,
that.
because
Have that.
I've actually met them. We actually went out with them before they came to Sydney years ago.
That was Chinese Laundry.
Chinese Laundry, where we seen them, and yeah, the two of them were they're just like lunatics,
They're
like
nuts, isn't
great
they?
lads. Like I love them. There's just such talented DJs. So it'd be great to see if they actually remember and go, here, we've actually got some music.
Yeah,
I don't know
that
what
would
it
be
is.
sick.
Like, obviously, you're English, but you're Irish. There's just something about Irish people. I've got a feeling they're going to remember you. You know?
Yeah,
They
It was
do-
a-
it's funny you should say that, right? Because every gig we go to, people will come up to Cillian and chat to him and stuff like that, and be like, "Oh, so what time are you playing?" And I'll come in and be like, "Oh, we're on at 11." And look at me and go, "Who the fuck are you?" Every time, everywhere we go, it's the same thing. Like,
It's my big gob. That's what it is.
yeah, it is. Just because you're a big, tall Irishman, you're fucking throwing your hands everywhere. Everyone loves you. I'm just the quiet one in the shadows that comes in and says like a couple of things and then ducks out again.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's it. And every time it's the same reaction. They're like,
We're like a couple sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, and when we go somewhere and like the other's not there, like, oh, where's your other half? And I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
Ellie, no, Jack. I'm like,
yeah,
oh yeah, and he's like, he's on his way.
yeah, he'll be here soon.
It's like honestly like a couple when we go to these places.
Hilarious. That's so funny. And I was going to ask a question to which I think I already know the answer. But I was going to say, how does it work in terms of communicating with people? Like, which one is the yeah?
Oh, we're
You're
both good though. Like, we are both good.
I'm all right, but you are the main vocalist out of the both of us.
I'm the big gob.
Yeah,
That's all
which
it
I'm
is,
happy
mate.
with. I don't mind
Yeah.
doing that. I'm not a big talker anyway, really.
So, but are you like, obviously, you obviously have to check, hey, do you want to do this gig on Saturday? Like, but
Oh
then-
yeah,
but
we're
you-
always in. Like even if like if something that we don't want to do, we'd be like, right, like, you know, both of us. We always come to term, like, and we're not afraid to be like, right, you know, I don't want to do this or I don't want to do that. Maybe
Yeah.
let's chill.
Has ever one of you wanted to do it and the other one's not? And then,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
What do you do? Do you offer to play by yourself, or do you?
I think for a lot of the time, we would just drag ourselves. If I was the one that didn't want to go, I'd still drag myself down to go.
Quietly in the corner.
Yeah, quietly in the
Yeah.
corner, not saying much, face like a slapped ass. Wouldn't want to be there.
The Switch lads will love that one now.
Yeah, they will as well.
They're gonna
won't
love
they?
that. I'm gonna make sure that bit gets to them straight away.
But I forgot what I was saying now. What was I
You
saying?
were saying like when you go to
Oh yeah,
beaches
and you
and
do, like fucking idiot.
stuff. See, he's just an empty head, you know.
That's it. I really am. But yeah, at the start, I was like, you just drag yourself down to show your face and everything, and do the right thing. Now, over time, if one person wants to go and the other one doesn't, it's like, all right, just go.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but we like we're pretty like, you know, we're honest with each other and just like, look, if you don't want this, you don't want that. It's just like we're very
Yeah.
relaxed, like, you know. It's
And that's
Yeah.
it. And since we've stopped taking as many gigs, we've started doing more things for ourselves and like with our missuses. Like,
Yeah.
whereas a long time when we were doing the gigs, we wouldn't see them because we'd always be out getting DJing and getting steaming.
Absolutely.
Well, some very good women there to stand by you through that.
Yeah, that's it. Like, and they have, but they've been great. Like,
They
you
have
know,
been
they're
great,
like
very
they're up
patient.
front and center every time. Like,
Yeah.
like my missus doing the gun signs. Like, she's a gangster.
One
like,
time,
she always does it. Like the gun signs. I'm like, Ellie, we're not at a fucking
Please
rap
don't.
concert. Like,
Stop it.
just
one
stop.
time she told me, no, we're not going out now till this holiday, that holiday. And then obviously I've got a lot of friends that work at the Ivy, and I saw her on my friend's story, and I said, Ellie, is this you? And she's holding onto the barrier and she's swinging her head round in circles.
Sounds about right. Like
Oh.
that's Ellie to a T.
I
Like,
was-
yeah. I can like last time we played. It was actually Carl Craig when we played. So we played at club.
Oh, she weren't meant to even go, was she?
No,
She turned
no.
up.
She just rocked up. So it was club above. Ellie came in with like she was like.
That's it. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah. It was like P Diddy came in with all these gang of people,
Yeah.
like, and then Ellie comes in. I'm like, who are all these people, Ellie? And I was like,
Their
how did they get
entourage.
in? And she goes, I just said they're on guest list. And we were up playing, and like obviously you're like it's such a massive venue, and it's like it's scary when you're up there. I just kept getting my leg tugged on. I'm like, what the fuck? And I turned around, it's just Ellie, and she's just waving at me. I'm like, we're trying to play here, Ellie. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I love you, like,
mate.
but you know, fucking club above.
Oh, fucking hell, she's a nutcase.
She's a
isn't
nutcase. but
So
yeah.
good. But that's obviously why Harry and I got on so well.
And
She
she-
just cracks me up.
She'd
Yeah.
always like they'd always like when they would come and watch us, they would always do some videoing for us for a bit of content. Every single time, I would send the videos over in that folder. It'd be slow motion ones. It'd be like
Slow
10 minutes
motion.
long, and it'd all be slow motion.
Where she's hammered.
Yeah, where she's
hammered,
hammered.
like, hammered,
And,
yeah.
like, but whenever you're DJing, you see her, and she's got her phone about, and you're like, yeah, we'll get something. We'll definitely get something.
Like,
and it's
Jay-
just slow motion through the whole thing.
JC sends you like videographer like videos, like, you know, these things are amazing. Like, honestly, like, you think you're paying someone. Ellie, slow motion every time. I don't even ask her anymore. Did you get any video? I'm like, no, what? I'm only gonna finish that
I
sentence.
give up as well.
Yeah, I
That's
give up.
so funny because when she came on and she was talking to me about Burning Man, it was obviously before I was doing the videoing, so I had to be a bit more like strategic about the reel I was going to post because
Yeah.
they had to have content, otherwise it was just pointless. And she told some good stories about Burning Man, and then I was asking her, "Oh, do you have any videos?" And she didn't really of you playing. Sorry.
Oh yeah. I think she got one or two slow motion videos of that morning as well.
be
As like,
slow-mos.
would be you,
Would
Ellie?
be
Like, you know.
slow-mos. I
Well,
could
to
go
be
through
fair, I like when she left, she was in a bundle,
Was
and
she?
then she came back on a bike, and I don't know whose bike it was, like, but she was in bits that morning. Like, yeah.
Hilarious. It's funny, you guys, Porrick and I do that, just go off on our own adventures and then reconnect.
Oh yeah.
I didn't see him for like probably 6 or 7 hours at pitch, and I bumped into him and I was just like, babe, like, you know, one of those like, you know, fully haven't seen each other for ages.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
so much has happened.
You're
Like,
just in your
That's it.
element for
Yeah.
that amount of time, right? Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
it
oh
is.
fuck. So funny. So where have you got? Look, you've obviously, I know you from Sydney and you've played in Sydney. I know that either one or both of you has played in Perth.
Yes, we did. We went over.
Both.
So the guys are called Lockdown Promotions. Like, great group of boys. Like, what they're doing over there
Sounding
is very good. Like,
In Perth?
yeah, in Perth. Yeah. So we played in Geisha, which is like, it's a sick little club. Like, function one
is quality,
speakers,
isn't it?
like
Yeah.
sound systems quality, and it's like for Perth, like the underground scene, like, it's their main club. It'll be like, it's not overly big.
It's a
but,
dungeon, innit?
It's a
real
dungeon.
dungeon. I
My
think- I
type
think-
of club. Like,
Yeah, I think when we were in there, Jason L went to the girls' toilets and came back, and they were like, we need to go into the men's toilets because someone shit all over the walls in the girls' toilets.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there was like shit. Apparently, there was shit up the walls. Like,
So that's
so that's geisha.
that's Geisha.
Well, that's
But,
good. Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, there was that was up there. One of my favorite gigs though that we
That was
played. Like,
quality,
it was
wasn't it?
like it was St. Patrick's Day there, and like the
Nice.
guys that Jer is one of the lads who founded it. Like, top lad, Irish lad. He
Yeah,
great
so
DJ as
sound,
well,
yeah.
and he just messaged us going, "Yeah, do you fancy coming over?" And we're like, "Yeah, sick, man." So we didn't know what to expect really, and he was saying, "Oh, I think it'll be a big crowd here." The place was full. I think he said like 500 or something in there.
Yeah.
And
Queues
just
down the street. and that.
atmosphere. Like, we played at about 1 o'clock in the morning till about 3.
Yeah.
And from start to finish, it was like,
It was
even
heaving,
wow.
wasn't
Like, the atmosphere was electric. It was
Ridiculous,
just,
It was
really
jammers,
loved
wasn't
it. one of my favourite gigs to this day. But yeah, we played there, which was like, it was mad, like kind of getting like, see that little taste of what like actual touring DJs do. Pretty sick. Like you're flying over somewhere just to play a gig. It was
that was the sole purpose of the trip.
yeah,
it was, but we did make a trip out of it afterwards.
Yeah.
We done
That's
that.
so cool though.
Yeah,
it was mad. Like that was kind of like the foundation, and
yeah, and then we went up and down the coast. Where did we get to? We didn't get to Broome, did we?
Exmouth.
Did you swim with whale sharks?
Did we do?
We done the whale shark tour, didn't we? But we didn't see any.
No, manta rays.
Oh, it was the manta rays, wasn't it? Yeah,
we seen a turtle.
We saw one of them fucking. It was fucking massive, wasn't it? It was like the size of this fucking sofa. It was huge, wasn't it?
It was probably the wrong season for it, because when it's in season, there's heaps of whatever they say there's going to be. But you must have been at like the tail end of it, maybe, where they could still get away with selling it, but unlikely to happen.
We definitely were at the very tail end, right?
Definitely,
And what about Queensland or anywhere, Melbourne?
Well, this is another thing now. Because like we haven't really like reached out to people, which is kind of, it's been a thing with us. Like we're very
we never really reached out to anyone. Everyone always came to us, and I think
we're lucky in a sense in that way.
And I think a lot of the time they did come to us is because they knew that we'd say yes, and it'd be like a space filler or whatever. But then obviously that momentum got bigger, and we started getting bookings for who we are, like people wanting to see us. Or wanting to book us, not just wanting a space filled.
Yeah. And what would you say is like your guys' brand? Like what, like particular genre, or what is it? Like what is Brewer and Butler like? Do you have like an ethos?
Pretty like in between, like tech house,
minimal.
Yeah, kind of like upbeat music, really, like, you know,
energy.
Yeah, like most of the times when we play, like both of us, like we do bounce off each other, which is, and I feel like when with the crowd as well, when like there's two lads jumping around like dickheads up on the thing, and then, but they're interacting with other people, like it seems to, you know, go off. Like we don't have a specific genre. Like we change in between. Like if there's an underground venue that we're playing, like Basement, for instance, we'll play kind of more, you know, minimal kind of music. And like with the Ivy, for instance, depending on who you're playing after, you keep it kind of more house and stuff. So we kind of we bounce from different range of music and stuff. Like
it's nice to mix it up too.
Yeah, definitely. Like
have to be a bit versatile, don't you? You can't, like in my opinion, you can't. I mean, it's good to be that one genre person, and then that's your thing, innit? But it's nice to be able to do other bits and play different songs, go to different places and play something else, because otherwise it's just too much of the same thing, innit, after a while.
Yeah, I think when you walk in and you kind of see the room and the people that are in there, and then, like, you know, people that are playing for you, and you kind of got to do your homework on where you're playing too. Like, what's the normal music that they play here most weekends. When you kind of find that out, then you're like, right, this is what I can do here. Like, because then sometimes if you play the wrong music, then no one's going to be kind of interested.
Yeah, because it's not the crowd for it.
Exactly. Yeah.
We've done that a few times, haven't we?
Have done, yeah. I've done that.
And and it doesn't have to be the same, because you could also think of it two lenses through playing or attending. But what's your favourite clubs in Sydney?
Ooh. That's a tricky one.
Above's up there, isn't it?
Above's up there because the
production
is just
it's
insane.
just the main room Ivy as well.
The main room is insane.
Like, it's just a big thing.
But I do like small clubs as well. I remember when Good Bar was here. That was
Good Bar.
Oh, I used to love Good Bar.
That was down Oxford Street.
Oxford Street. The sound system was just it was like a club in Ibiza. Like, you know, it was like a small old
Ibiza.
It was like
Sankey's in Ibiza.
Sankey's, yeah.
With the lights on the ceiling and that.
Oh, it was mega
sick.
But closed down, I assume.
Yeah, it's gone.
That closed down.
It's gone.
But yeah, like the likes of like Greenwood. When I remember when like seeing Patrick Toppin in Greenwood, and they had the big outdoor venue like Jackmaster. Patrick Toppin was sick.
Jackmaster.
Jackmaster,
oh my God.
Yeah, he was amazing.
Is he still knocking around?
Still going, yeah, he's going there.
But Glass Island, actually, that's probably up there for me.
You guys play on that a lot, hey?
Yeah, we're actually playing there June 1st.
June 1st,
yeah.
But that's always good.
I've never been on.
The guy that runs it, Scott, he's a legend, and it's just
absolute legend.
Every time you step on Glass Island, there's always a good atmosphere. It's just the people that work on it. the DJs that they book, there's always something.
They've built such a good brand now.
Exactly,
They've built a
yeah,
brand, so they
yeah.
associate that with a good time, and that's just
100%.
like brand identity is so important.
Massively, yeah. And they just, it kind of speaks for itself, Glass Island. Like, I reckon they can
Every time you go on there, you can't stay sober. That's the worst. That's the worst thing about. Well, it's a good thing and a bad thing.
You want to try it on Sunday to go see Cillian, which is not going to happen.
I'm going to try it. I've got an RDO on Saturday.
There you go. There you go. My point proven there. Yeah. You always have RDOs on Mondays.
I know. It's just...
This is it. You can't do it.
Yeah. What do you do for your day jobs, out of curiosity?
So,
I'm a brickie. Yeah. So it's nothing glamorous, is it? But it pays the bills, so...
Yeah, construction as well.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Like, it'd be great to have time to... Like that would be the dream, like to get PR and kind of be able to just go, right, I want to take some time off and actually put time into music and stuff like that, because like time just seems to just slip away in the week. Like, you got a girlfriend, you got a job, and you're just time to yourself, you know.
You saw me, I barely finished eating my dinner when I opened the front door. I was like swallowing that. I was like, come on, hello, see you later.
Like
running
by
around.
the time you finish everything and you sit down, you're like, I think I'll go to bed.
Yeah. After watching an episode of Baby Reindeer, I'm going to sleep now. Yeah, that's it.
How good was that though? I thought that was quality. Have you seen it?
No, but I randomly decided to watch the Piers Morgan interview, having not seen it, and I was like, what the fuck? Like,
that might make it better for you, though. I think.
I understand. Like, I understand everything, but I'm like, yeah, not obviously. I don't know. It doesn't matter. We can talk about whatever we want. It's my podcast. But I was gonna say, like,
house music, the Baby Reindeer.
but he's literally saying, like, if you did send all of those emails, like, it can be proven. And she's like, I didn't do it.
Yeah, and it's like she baited herself out even more, like made herself look like even crazier than what she already was.
Yeah, because she says it so seriously. Like, no, I didn't do that. I didn't. You feel bad though, because loads of people have been saying it's unethical, and I'm like, what? I don't really. I can understand that it would be, but I also don't quite understand why. Like, is it because she's obviously got a mental illness and they're putting her on TV? Like, I don't really get it personally, but anyway, back on topic. Oh god, so many questions. So when you guys are getting ready for a gig, do you guys just rock up? Do you have separate USBs, one USB? Like, how is that? I've never, like, the duo I spoke to the other day, the women behind Dance Wise, who I volunteer with, the what's the word, like harm reduction people, and they do all drug safety, and it's really cool. But first two DJs I'm speaking to is you two. So yeah, I'm very interested. How does it all work?
We bring our own separate USBs, but we will talk before, like leading up to the gig. We'll like give each other a few ideas of what we're going to play, and then we'll just work off of that.
I actually got a great one off him before. There was a song that Darius Russian played. I'll send you the video. He's like, I think I'm going to play this one. And he just started singing it as a voice now. And I'm like, okay, so that's the kind of vibe we're going for tonight. Like, it did work. It was for Yeah Boy, actually. Yeah. He's like, I think I'm going to play this tune. Straight away I posted it. Like, I was like, he's not getting away with this. But yeah, we do. Some gigs. I remember we played. Remember C-Deck? We played for a guy called Matt, who he's the boss of One Hit Agency, and Defected was on tour here, and we were playing a C-Deck boat the day after Defected, and it was a secret guest, and we were like, oh, who is it? And then I was like, surely it's someone from Defected, and it ended up being Sam Devine. So it was just like, wow, this is sick. You know, that's another person that we were like I love Sam Devine.
Yeah, especially after the first time of like being booked to support her, and then it fell through.
So it was like, oh, okay, this is a surreal moment.
Because obviously they're two different promoters. Did Matt know that it had fallen through earlier on because of COVID? So it was like a nice surprise, or like just a coincidence?
It was just because we played like a lot of gigs for Matt. So he just out of the blue, he's like, right, boys, you're free for this. Didn't tell us what the set times were now. Bear in mind. And we're like, right, we're opening. So Jack came over to mine. We're like, let's prepare the set. And we're like, fuck, I don't even know what time we're playing at. Like, are we playing?
Which obviously impacts.
So it definitely does, because like when you're opening, you don't want to go mental, like playing all this fast, energetic stuff. We've done that before as well.
And then the person after comes on is like, fucking dickheads.
You dickheads, the kind of thing. But so there was this group chat, and Matt was like, right, here's the set times. closing after Sam Devine, we were like, you are joking me. Like, so this is like another low step moment. We were like, fucking hell, it's happening again. Like,
and it was sick, wasn't it?
It was sick. And like Sam, like just the legend that she is, just made us feel so welcome.
nice.
She's so nice. And she popped off to get a drink. And then up she came.
She came up about 20 minutes after and started dancing with us.
Aww.
Started videoing us, videoing the crowd.
Ferric
Dawn,
Dawn, George Pritchard, they all came up dancing behind us. It was
sick. That was a good moment. After that boat, we were meant to just go home and call it a night. And I think we were both buzzing so much that we were like, right, just straight to the closest bar.
Yeah.
Stayed out all night.
When you just like when you're in like one of them one of them moments, like we've had many of them moments, to be fair. Like we've been so lucky, like people like Matt and like other promoters that have given us them kind of chances and opportunities. Like they don't come around easy. Like you are forever grateful. Like
because we've had a few, like a lot of them.
Yeah, like
good opportunities.
And it's all of those moments that literally you can reflect back on. Like, oh, if that didn't happen, then that probably wouldn't have happened. And
exactly,
it's
mate.
like,
that's it. We made a good impression there, so then he gets again, or someone else gets us for another big one.
Yeah, and like she'd still like get back to us on Instagram and social, which is cool. Like so, it is. It's.
Did you see her this weekend? She was here playing at. She played at Above and a boat party.
No.
I was playing a gig on Saturday myself, but you had. I can't remember.
What did I do? I don't think I done anything actually.
I think you watched telly, didn't you?
A big
man.
Weekend. Yeah. No, Jace was away in New Caledonia. Wait, was it this weekend? She was away.
11th.
I can't remember. Yeah, I didn't do anything anyway. I just wanted to chill out.
Yeah, I'm like, at the moment it's so hard to say no to stuff because obviously you're so passionate about it and you love it, but like I need same as you, I need a rest.
You need to draw the line somewhere. It's like, right, you can go out all the time and do this, but then like I start worrying about my health and how much I'm going to feel it the following week with a hangover and stuff like that, or if it's going to impact like my actual health and that sort of thing.
It's more like your mental health as well.
Oh,
mental
health as well.
Probably more so, if anything.
Yeah,
because you're just but as we said before, burning the candle, and then eventually you'll run out of steam, and then that could be your biggest opportunity, and you might be like, I can't go.
Yeah, that's it. So now we just try and pick our battles. And that's why I like to.
It's like, and the thing is as well, like you guys, like your ears are under constant. You need to kind of give your ears a break too.
You wear earplugs, don't you?
Yeah.
I should.
You should do, because it's one of those things, right? It's like anything when you're young. It's like, oh yeah, too cool for all that, and then you'll be there, and your ears will be fucking ringing.
Yeah,
I know I'm not cool. I know I'm not cool enough, but no, I've had my ears tested at the start of this year, I think, and my right ear has lost a lot of the clarity in it, so I can hear, but it's more muffled, sort of thing.
Wouldn't that be all the more reason to wear the headphones?
Yeah, you think it would?
No, I buy earplugs and then I go out with them, put them in once, put the headphones on a few times, they fall out, I get drunk, forget about it.
Somebody I work with in the music side of things, he said that he's got some really expensive ones that like mold to your ear, and they go in and they just put everything down a few decibels and stuff. So if you're doing it like professionally, I'm sure it'd be worth the investment.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I keep saying I'll do that. I'm like, I'll test out these cheap ones first to see if I'm responsible enough to hold on to them before I spend loads of money on really expensive ones. But when you do have something more, because I can be a bit careless with certain things, but then when you do invest the money in something, you naturally... You hold on to it. Yeah,
you take a bit more care of it.
This is true. This is very true.
So look after your ears, please. Thank you. Because do you know what I mean? It's one of those things it won't affect you now. It's a long-term thing. And
that's it. When all the DJing's done and you can't hear a thing. No, well, actually, it's probably a good thing, because they can just yell abuse at you.
Yeah.
I think this would be funny, like, because a lot of people won't be like, a lot of people won't like, they wouldn't want to talk about them, but I'm just like, because it's like how professional you do be, and then it's like, everyone has fuck ups, like, and like we've had some
right fuck ups.
We've had some right ones.
Thinking about it, we've had some terrible fuck ups.
Yeah.
What was the one? Was it Redwood? And then we done Basement afterwards.
Yeah.
And we got so...
Oh my God, I was going to come. I actually had tickets to that for the after party. And then, because I texted you and said I was going to come, and then something happened, and I was like, I cannot go anywhere tonight. I'm done. I think I ended up going out the night before, and I was like, nah.
Yeah.
Forget it.
You've done right,
So what happened?
I got so fucking steaming before playing.
Because it's all inclusive, but the guy Sean that books the boats, legend, yeah. He's like,
I know him. He's friends with the lads.
he's such a legend, like
Absolute
nice bloke,
legend.
and like the events he puts on are sick as well.
And he looks after you. He just buys you, like, you have your own little VIP section in. Have you been? You must have been on the Cadman before.
Do you know the
Yeah.
one that the Airboy does? It's
Yeah.
like 3 days. Yeah.
They've got
My friends own a charter boat company, so like generally if I'm ever going out on a boat, it's usually
them.
like with them, or
Yeah.
like we have our own party on that boat a couple of times a year. So I don't really go out and about. It's not like a big thing for me to be like, oh my god, a boat party. 'cause
Yeah,
I, like,
that's fair.
you know,
Kind of get a bit like
funny,
like-
isn't it? Sorry, just to like on that point, like
Yeah.
you know, take for granted fucking boat parties on Sydney Harbour, but it's like anywhere you live, you do. You do
But
take-
but once you're doing it so many times, it's like, right.
You do.
know,
It's just
done that
normal.
before,
It's just
yeah.
normal. You can go on, like, just for people's reference, because I do have some people back home listening to this. You can go out on a boat party on Sydney Harbour every single weekend of the year, every single day almost.
Oh yeah,
But
you
literally.
could. Every
big
weekend you
parties,
could, yeah.
and
every single weekend.
it could be more than just one. Like we've done one where we've got off of one boat and then got onto another to do another gig.
Literally, yeah, we have.
So you can just keep on going, keep on floating around that water, keep on going under the bridge, over past the Opera House.
Yeah, it's like but all
And
the
it's-
tourists are like, oh, the bridge and the Opera House. You're not even
that's
looking.
it.
You're on your
No,
phone.
Yeah, yeah,
No one
that's it.
even
Yeah,
cares.
people are like, oh my god, you're like, yeah, I've
And
seen that.
But then sometimes you do step back and you're like,
Oh, it's
maybe
beautiful.
I'll get a quick photo.
Yeah, never used the
Never,
photo.
yeah.
Never used
Yeah,
it,
I've
Never
got
look at
so
it.
many random bridge pictures, and they're
Yeah.
just like they're not even of me. They're usually of my friends. I got really funny one of my friend Harrison, and when my mum and stepdad and sister were here at Christmas, we had a crossover with Porrick's family, so we all went out on the boat that day, and we had paid for the boat anyway, so we invited like a few of our friends. And my mum and my stepdad were taking a picture as we were driving past the Opera House, and someone was taking it for her. But Calvin, our friend, he was like, he was walking past, ducking with a beer. So you got this beautiful picture, and then he's just walking past, like a bit blurry with a beer in the background. It's so funny, and it's the only one she got. And she's like, I'm going to get that printed out at home. She absolutely
The lad
loves
there,
it.
a bit 2 Coronas in his hand, like.
Yeah, literally, that's exactly what it is. So funny. But anyway, sorry, back to the fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Before we
gets
got away with
interesting
that.
now with these. No, we're not getting
No, it's the Redwood event, wasn't it? And
Redwood
we
event,
got,
yeah.
I got fucking double hammered before going on.
Double hammered.
Double
we
hammered.
had
I was
like bottles of Corona everywhere, and we just
double
kept
hammered.
fucking drinking them.
And then Sean was giving us Jaeger bombs, and I don't
Yeah.
even drink Jaeger bombs, but he was
Yeah.
just forcing us them.
We were hammered getting up there playing that.
And the first thing I done when I got on was stop the music. I think I pulled out.
I think you
the
pulled
wrong
out the USB,
Yeah.
or was that basement?
That's why it's a bad fuck up, because I've done it twice in 2 different venues on the same night.
Oh my god.
He just turned around to me and he goes, "I'm so sorry, mate." In the second venue, I was just like,
Oh, because it's obviously both of your names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that one at Basement, and I fell over the speaker that night.
And you
as
fell
well.
over the speaker too,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was fucking hammered.
Yeah,
and
it
I
was
think
totally-
Jace even saw a picture after with like an action shot of me and the decks, and she was like, "You look like you're hanging on for dear life." I was like,
I was.
My face is all dishevelled and everything. I was
"Oh,
like,
that was brilliant." Well, I remember I done one. Jamie Jones.
Jamie Jones. Yeah, I remember
I
that
can't
one.
remember who was playing. There was these 2 girls playing. They had a 6 set. Went up. First thing I do, pull the fucking
Bang.
wrong USB out. And then instead of going on emergency loop, I don't know why, the song just fucking stopped. I was like, "You are joking me." I look like an absolute bellend.
Jamie Jones.
Jamie
yeah,
Jones,
so
yeah.
we're in the side room.
Side room,
supporting.
thank fuck for that. Yeah.
Imagine if it is in the main room.
Like it would,
Fucking
like you know.
hell,
Oh,
that would've
imagine
been
after
us
Jamie.
done.
I'd never DJ again if
No, I
I'd
wouldn't.
never.
You'd
That'd be-
delete-
I
you'd-
wouldn't even speak about it.
You'd delete the Brewer and Butler account, wouldn't you? and
I
then
delete
just go
everything. I
off.
delete Facebook, Instagram. I think I moved to the Blue Mountains.
Change your name.
Change your name, yeah.
Blue Mountains.
Blue Mountains. Like, to speak to no one anymore. Like that never happened.
You say that like it's like you're talking about fucking Ayers Rock or something. Do you know what I mean? No, just the Blue Mountains.
I wouldn't see too many faces up the Blue Mountains.
It's true. It's true.
Jamie's never gonna go up there.
No, that's it.
But yeah, we had done that. Like the thing is, like when we've done it, like you know what I mean. Like every DJ does it. Like you know, there's not gonna be one DJ that will tell you that they haven't had a fuck up. Like you know, it's you just go right. That's it. You know.
I
I've
don't
done
know
it.
if they do it as often as us, or as often as we done it. But
But that's down to
Is that yeah.
drinking
Yeah,
and you know
stands too
partying.
much
Like
drink,
you know,
yeah.
it is like you do get excited and carried away with a lot of things, but then there are times where you're like, right, you know, when you're playing the bigger venues, like when you're playing Club Above or you know, like big venues, like you can't go in with that mentality or
Take it a bit more seriously.
You have to. Yeah.
I mean, you still do end up getting drunk, but not as drunk as what we have.
Yeah, and probably not like before the set. Maybe.
No,
like,
that's it. You have a couple, but then it's when you're playing. Now, like I just put a drink down and keep drinking it. I don't even realise I'm doing it, and then before you know it,
it's like 6
you
bottles
step off.
there, like.
You step off, and you're like, "Fucking hell!"
Yeah.
I'm hammered.
It's so easy because it's
mad.
like your nerves as well. Like
course.
it's no excuse to get smashed, but like, it's like yeah, you do be nervous. Like especially like Jamie Jones was another that was after Low Stepper. Like so,
Yeah.
this was all so new to us,
That
and it
was
was just
really
like,
quick
why are we
after
getting
Low Stepper.
these things? Like, you know, you always be kind of like you're posing. Like you're like, you know, I don't deserve this. Like that's what you say to yourself.
Imposter
like,
syndrome.
Imposter
Yeah,
syndrome.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. Yeah, that's it. Like, and then like, you know, for a lot of things, like even for the Sam Devine thing, like we were always saying that to ourselves. Like it's only recently that we're like, right, okay, we must be doing something right. Like, you know, to
Yeah.
be getting these gigs. Like so, yeah,
We've made a lot of mistakes, but
we made up for them.
the wins outweigh the losses, don't they?
Yeah, for
You know
sure.
what I
And the
mean?
thing with like, anything in life, as long as you're learning from the mistakes, which it sounds like you are, you're like, okay, need to tone that back a bit and take it a bit more seriously in certain environments. Like that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
like
one's fucking perfect.
no,
Really.
and like I'm telling you, every DJ you'll speak to will tell you that they've done it. Like, you know, or
And if they don't, they're lying.
they're
Yeah.
they're talking shit. Yeah,
And where's on the bucket list to play?
Ibiza for me definitely.
It would be Ibiza, wouldn't
Yeah,
it? Yeah.
Ibiza's
100%.
like second home. It's like where like I fell in love with like this sort of scene and stuff.
I think that's like everyone's bucket list, isn't
yeah,
it? It's just
DC10 or Ushware.
Yeah.
That'd be just
There you go, manifest it.
the dream.
I haven't got
Manifestation.
the time nor the energy, like even skill set to do this kind of editing now. But hopefully one day when someone can help me, there'll be people like yourselves and a lot of other people that have come on here that I've got them to like say, oh, what do you want to do, bucket list, and how cool would it be to look
Yeah.
back in like however many years time,
Yeah,
hopefully
yeah.
not too many, where we can like clip it and stuff. But yeah, that's just everyone being ambitious, but it's good. Reach for the stars.
Oh no, reach for the
it.
start. That's it. Like you never know. Like with a lot of this music, it's you know, it things like it does take like exactly what they say. You see some people could be just one track that could just get you, you know.
Yeah. Even more real, like, I know obviously Ibiza's whatever, but the one in Bali, what's the one in Bali called? Surveyor.
Yeah.
That's a sick venue.
I think that's really achievable for you guys.
Yeah, that's what I
like-
mean. That's more realistic in my eyes than.
Yeah, but
I mean,
first, but then once you go
yeah.
there, then you go there. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you know, for us, like,
But
because
it's a closer one.
yeah,
sort of thing.
closer. Yeah, it's not 24 hours, and then
Yeah,
the journey
yeah.
home wouldn't be too nice either. would it? Yeah.
Oh, but Matt, the trip you made out of Perth, imagine the trip you could make out of going to play in Ibiza.
Oh, it would be amazing.
We wouldn't come back. Would
I
we?
wouldn't.
One of
I'd
us
probably
would be
just live
dead.
there, yeah, forever. Just be
Oh,
a
live
caveman in Ibiza.
So, yeah, JC and Ellie, do you want to go to Ibiza? We'll get that on record. They can be the judge of that, but I'm pretty sure they'll say yes.
Oh
No,
yeah, it's
100%.
a rhetorical
100%.
question for them,
Yeah,
so it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
On the bucket list.
Yeah.
That's good. And then what have you guys got coming up in the short term that you can share, or the long term even?
In terms of gigs, we've got.
We're playing Switch in Salinas, which is the new enough now venue.
But it's sick. It's so good. Them lads have done so much, like such a good job of like just everything.
Yeah.
The promotion, the production, like
There's-
all of it.
Yeah, I love is it round?
The round
Yeah,
it's
thing,
cool.
yeah.
And
It
it's
gives
like
you like
the
a boiler room
360
kind of, you know,
feel.
atmosphere, and they're so clued in them boys.
Yeah,
like.
and it's like we've wanted to play there since they started it, obviously, and we're buzzing that they actually asked us to do it.
Yeah, they reached out to us there like 2-3 weeks ago. Supporting Paige.
Paige Tomlinson, yeah.
So I know that name through Patrick Topping. Made this post this one day about this guy called Neil, and it was like this throwback picture from like 10 years ago about how when I first met him in Ibiza, and now he works for him. So I messaged this Neil guy because I thought it was really interesting. I wanted to know more. Way before I had the podcast idea, and he messaged me back, and so obviously I'm friends with him on Instagram, and he shares a lot about that chick. I think she's played for one of his events or something, because he's got like a sub thing.
She's gone huge now in the UK. Like she's just took flight now, and obviously coming over this side of the world. So she's like, she's on like an Australian tour as well.
What else?
Yeah.
We've got a Yeah Boy with AJ.
Yeah, AJ Crystal. He's on Jamie Jones' label, very good.
And all of that.
Yeah,
Sick.
he's cutting head, sick producer. Yeah, we've actually a few gigs.
We've got a few coming up. Glass Island.
Agency. God, it's so hard when you think.
How far in advance do you like commit to that kind of stuff?
So I think we're like up until the end, and pretty much the end of June.
Okay, so it's a kind of relatively short.
Yeah, relatively.
Yeah.
Like it's like you could be like, right, we're pretty quiet now, and then boom, they're just out of nowhere. All these like, I think we've like just waiting for other things to get back to us. But like we're playing Shubs as well, which is another like huge one.
Yeah, we love Shubs.
Yeah, Shubs is like the boys just started this as like a little, like
just a little thing for mates to play, really.
Event, then it's just
got taken off.
Yeah, every show has
they're getting big names in, didn't they? They got Luke Dean, Max Dean, Locklead.
Yeah, they do.
They're smashing it.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're obviously really good friends of ours as well. So every time you go to one of their parties, you know everyone, and it's a bit like you just have a really good time because it's all the same faces.
Yeah.
And you all just get along so well.
That's the thing. Like I didn't have too much experience like in the behind the scenes or like, you know, digging too much about the scene where I'm from. So I'm from Bournemouth, and we have a huge like rave scene, and like because we have a big uni town, and I kind of got into all this stuff when I was like 21, but I never was, you know, knew too much about what was happening behind the scenes and the different. I knew the few of the crews because they were my age, but it's interesting. The Sydney scene is like such a huge, big community with like competition, but friendship, and like it's so interesting because whilst I'm not like in it as such, I'm very like aware of it, and I follow, like that's the whole reason I ever made my new Instagram. I followed anyone in the Sydney music scene. I'm following them because I wanted to know what was going on, and it's actually worked. Like I've literally figured it all out. I understand. Like I know so much more now.
I think it's good what you're doing now. You're giving the Sydney scene a lot of exposure, and like you're like you're from every different angle, not just DJs. You're doing promoters. You're doing like loads of different, and I think it's good to do that.
It's a good little insight into things that you wouldn't normally see,
especially like for
speaking to people that you wouldn't.
And it's really interesting. Like I've had like photographers, promoters, and then I've got a guy that works like in the behind the scenes like production side of it. So it's really I'm obviously interested in it, so it comes really naturally because it's just like a fucking chat. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it's great.
And it's interesting to hear from every single different like
angle and their perception on it. For sure.
Yeah.
And everyone has such like funny stories. Like literally, some of the people just fell into it. Like Pat, this guy that came on, he wanted like he did it just to get into a club for free. He took a camera around his neck that he borrowed from his brother because he saw. Because the week before he was queuing up and saw the person with the camera skip the queue, so he just tried it, and now he's like literally one of the most well-known nightlife photographers in Sydney. Like.
So sick. But it like you hear some of these like I listened to a few podcasts as well about like DJs like get involved in stuff, and like some of the stories are like, oh my god, you're joking me. Like on a scale of how big they are, like they're like, oh, I never wanted this to be a thing, and this and that. It's just there is so much funny stories. In terms of like, that industry and all, like.
I remember what I was going to say.
Go on.
Okay.
You forgot again.
Yeah, I did for a second. But now it's back quickly before I say it. So, you guys said earlier that in order to get past a certain point that you need to start producing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not the first time I've heard that, and it makes so much sense. So do you want to like explain a little bit of the why, because we did kind of touch on it a little bit, but it's an interesting perspective because there is so many people, like I think of people from home, they've been DJing forever, but they've never gone further. Like they're always busy DJing, but they've never got that break, would you say? And it's like, you know,
I think like because when you first start out, you think that it's just DJing in it, and you think, I mean, obviously you know the DJs make the songs, but you think when you start getting gigs and you start DJing, you're like, right, I'm just going to blow up doing this. Won't even have to do anything. And then it gets to a certain point where you just do that so consistently that nothing really changes.
Yeah, you're like on this this steps that are just flat. They don't go any higher. Like
like the
continuously
travelator in the airports.
Yeah.
And
but it's like when your name's up there, something has to be brought to the table with it. You know what I mean? Like you constantly see the name.
It's like, why do people want to go and see you? Obviously, it's because you're right. You might be entertaining to watch, or you might be really good DJs. But there's a reason that people past Sydney or a certain area will know you, and it's obviously because your music will then get put on Spotify and all of these for everyone around the world to listen to.
And that's so unique. You just need one track.
One banger.
And it's
One
very
banger.
hard to try and find that track. Like we are lucky, like we, to be fair, like with stuff like you know, like getting support from like big DJs who like you look up to and all it. Like the moments like that, you're like, okay, this is sick. Like you know,
like with Yaya, wasn't
yeah,
it?
Yaya Tamango. Sick DJ. I think it was Italy where he posted a video.
We sent him a couple of tunes. He's a label owner of Tamango Records, and it's like it's a label that we want to get on. We've been sending him songs every so often, but we sent him 2, and he downloaded them, replied to our email, was like, yeah, sweet, thanks a lot. And then like a week later uploaded both uploaded videos to his Instagram account of both songs being played in different places. One in Italy, one was in Terminal in Birmingham. And we were like,
So is he a DJ?
yeah, he's a DJ label owner and all
Okay,
that.
so
Yeah,
he
big,
like used it as unreleased music.
Yeah,
His track.
yeah, and put videos up on Instagram, and we were like, sick, that's it, like he's gonna sign these, can't wait. And we just kept on waiting and didn't hear anything back. And we were like, fuck's sake, so close.
But is that like what's the protocol with that kind of stuff? Like, is he allowed to just play your songs?
Yeah,
instead?
because you sent it to
because you
him.
send it to him, so it's kind of like, here's my music for you to play.
And then they're like a lot of the labeled, like the DJs or label owners will play it in their set to see how the crowd reacts
to it, of
before
course.
wanting to sign it.
But how?
Sort
Like,
of
what's
thing.
the protocol? Like, can he just do that forevermore now? Like, when does it become like, oh, they should reimburse you for like what's the official?
There isn't really any protocol, to be honest.
No.
Like he can play it whenever he wants, kind of like that. Them songs are downloaded. Like there's like, it's kind of like he can play them whenever he wants, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like it's like, I think the only time with protocol is when it gets signed. Like when the songs are signed, then it's like it's part of his label, kind of. He can do as he
that's
pleases
it.
with it, kind of thing. Like, you know.
So if you, just because I have absolutely zero idea, so if you upload a song to Spotify, say, then anyone can use that song. Like, why do you? Obviously for obvious reasons, but like, why do you need to get it signed? Like, what does getting it signed actually like mean?
So you do it. It's Beatport mainly that you go on to, which is like a platform for DJs where like you buy your music and everything's up there. So once that goes on that, like it uploads to everything, iTunes, Spotify, blah blah blah.
The importance to signing onto certain labels is exposure.
Yeah.
Like obviously, like big labels, Elroad, Affected, Solid Grooves, that sort of thing. They're huge. Everyone knows them. If they have a track signed to them, people are going to know that song or know the DJ or know the name of the song.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just upload it to SoundCloud as a free download, there's so many free downloads on SoundCloud, no one's going to really pay attention to it or even notice it, or they might never even know it.
It's like the difference in, like, you know, perfect example is that I think his name's like Kinahu or something, who done a track with Michael Bibby that
You went and give him the USB?
he like jumped over like a fence, got through security, gave him a handwritten letter and a USB from I think the song's called Different People, and he just wrote a letter saying blah blah blah, give these a listen, this
Biggest
is what I'm working
fan,
on,
blah,
blah blah blah. And it turns out Michael Bibby was using the exact same vocals to create a song, and he was just like, this is mental. And he's like, right, come into the studio with me. Now this lad's touring around the world with Solid Grooves. Like, you know, it's crazy, things like that. And it's like the exposure of this lad now from, you know, small.
Even sharing that story.
Yeah, it's just...
It's similar to just networking around going to local clubs. You go to a big club, you need to know the guy that runs it and that sort of thing. It's similar to that. You send your music to a big promoter or a big label, then it's just, you know, you eventually get where you want to be.
That's it. You need to be consistent. Like, there's a lot of no's when you're doing it, like with production. You're like, right, I'm getting nowhere. And then eventually something will pop up. Like for a while there, we kind of went quiet. But like everything, we're like, right, we'll take it easy. And then one day I was at home, I was like, do you know what? I'm going to send some music off. Sent 4 tracks to Ariel Free. We got an email like 2 days later, like... Loved them. Like, loved this. I'm definitely going to play them. And then I was like, right, I'm just going to keep looking on her Instagram. I think it was Chicago she played first. in London, then Elro, and I was like, fucking hell, this is sick.
Yeah.
And
Multiple
so yeah,
times. How exciting!
so it's exciting. So yeah, we're talking back and forth, Ariel, at the minute, which is mental because it's such a big name.
We had another close call with Sosa.
Sosa,
as well.
yeah, we sent Sosa.
Close call.
Close
Yeah,
call.
we had a
where
close call.
We send it through a platform called TrackStack, where you can send your tunes directly to an artist or a label, and you'll be able to see how many times they've listened to it, if they've downloaded it, if they like it or if they reject it, all that sort of stuff.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Yeah, and we saw it. Oh, we've had this with Libero as well.
We've had this with a lot of labels, yeah.
And they've listened to it over like the course of like 6 months, where they've listened to it like
You just forgot about it, like
30 or 40 times, and then with Libero, wasn't it? And they sent us.
Yeah.
They listened to it so many times, and then we got a notification. Oh, we're going to send it to our sister label. We're like, oh, didn't even realise we still had this track. And then
Completely
How many
forgot.
have you made?
a lot.
Oh, we've made a good few,
yeah.
yeah.
How many is a lot?
Probably in the 30, 40.
More, yeah.
Really?
More,
Easily,
maybe, yeah.
Easily 30, 40.
A lot of them, though, they'd be like sat in their SoundCloud and we're like, right, that's just not going to do it.
A lot of them you finish, and then by the end of it, you're like, you'll start something else straight away, and then you'll listen to the song you made previously, and you're like, oh, I don't know about that now, actually.
So
Maybe
you
it's
did
not-
a course in production. How do you know how to do it?
So after Jack done that, I done the same thing.
You better thought, fuck, I better do it.
Yeah.
Done the same thing. Bingle. Yeah, both done with
he
Bingle.
taught us the groundworks.
Did you do with
I've-
Josh Butler? No.
I've done some with Max Chapman, Iglesias, Late Replies,
When you say done some with them, what do you mean?
like done lessons and like little courses and shit like that. But yeah, over the years I've done like extra hours with other DJs here and there.
That's cool.
Yeah,
And where do you guys do it? Do you do it on Ableton?
yeah.
Ableton, yeah.
And where do you do it?
Even-
Do you have to be together, I assume?
No, not really. I mean, we'll make our own songs and then send it to each other, and we might work on that one, or we'll get together and we'll make something together as well sometimes, which we actually need to do that more often.
Yeah,
It's time.
It's time, isn't it? Like,
It's
there's
hard
a
to
cool
find.
little studio in Sydenham that we'd go to. Like, that's actually
Yeah.
Oh, so you go to a studio, yeah.
We either do it around mine or we go to that studio. But it's just trying to find the time to go to the studio or even come to mine or whatever and do it, because we work so, or you work later than me. I finish fucking well early, but you work late, and then like at night you have your little routine, and then at the weekends we're always
something on.
there's
Yeah, of
always
course.
something on.
Always
If it's not DJing, it's someone's birthday. I mean, you know this yourself.
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
you?
yeah.
Like, it's always
You know, it's Sydney life, isn't it?
always
It is
something.
so fast paced. But then I think,
Yeah.
like, I've never lived in London. But I'm like, is Sydney like living in London? I don't know if it's as busy, but I'm like, is it just because I'm personally not as busy? Like, I feel like you can be
Yeah.
as busy or as least busy as you want to be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true. But yeah, I think we both, like, we do work on music a good bit.
Yeah, I'm
Like-
always on the laptop. I've always got something going. But
Yeah.
Have you guys ever had a fuck this moment?
yeah, I have.
I think with the music I have, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Well, actually, sometimes with DJing, like,
Yeah,
if you're in a bad run, we're in
There's
a
a
bad
point,
run.
wasn't it, where we got loads of shit gigs. I think we were getting loads of like opening gigs and and we got fucked around with a lot of different.
We weren't told when we were playing, and
Yeah.
went this and that, and it's just
And
like
we
you're
got-
giving up your full Saturday for this, and then it's just like, oh, this has changed. This is it now, and you're like,
Yeah,
And why do you think those changes happen?
I just think it's sometimes it's out of control. Like, you know, Saturday just gone, played a gig, and change happened due to just someone couldn't make it. You know, sometimes it's just small
Logistical.
little things. You know,
or
it's
sometimes it might be that the venue's not busy enough, so they want to move everyone forward quickly or something like that, so everyone gets a go. And it's that sort of thing. And we had a really bad run at it, didn't we? And it kept on happening, and then we were getting fucked around with money and invoices and stuff like that. And it was like, it got to the point where we were like, do we even fucking bother anymore? This
You don't want
is
to get
just
to the
getting
point where
too
you hate
much.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly, and it was being busy as well. Like, that was the thing. It's just like, right,
Juggling too much, wasn't it? We were just juggling all of this, and then we were trying to do the DJ and trying to do that, and it was like something's got to give here.
Do you ever sit down and like, have you guys ever sat down and like made like a strategy or like a checklist, or are you just winging it and just taking each week as it comes?
Yeah, we're pretty good at winging it, aren't we?
Yeah. That completely honest, winging it. Yeah. Like we've, it's I don't know.
We're not overly organised people.
No.
To be honest,
I'm-
if Jace or El aren't organising stuff for us, we're
terrible,
pretty
yeah.
bad at it.
Like
We are
most men,
terrible.
I would
Like
say.
men, yeah, most men. Like it would be good, like, to obviously get like someone involved, but it's like that's the thing. It's like you want to know how far can you take this, getting someone involved to look after that for you and stuff like that. It's just that's another thing. It's just
Yeah, do you guys want to get to like? Are you more focused on the production, or would you like to get signed as like DJs in the interim? Like, what's your?
I would really like the production thing to go off first up,
Yeah,
and then
focus on that.
then do like the DJing kind of thing.
I think whatever it is, the first step now has to be the production, like in order to get anywhere else.
To unlock the next level.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You want your name to come with something, not just be like, oh, this DJ's coming over to wherever it is.
Yeah, that's
Hasn't
just
got
to play.
nothing,
That's it.
just a few videos of him DJing, you know.
Yeah.
You want something to stand behind you. That's what
Yeah, exactly
for me,
that,
like
yeah.
And like with producing that's the gateway to doing that.
Yeah, 100%.
That's how it is.
And we're getting there slowly but
Yeah,
surely.
it's
not bad.
You just chip away.
Everything
It
takes
takes
time.
doesn't it? Yeah.
I think even if you're moving one fucking footstep forward, as long as you're going forward, it doesn't really
Yeah.
matter. Do
Well,
you know what I mean?
Michael Bibby, it took him 10 years to get to where he is, you know what I mean? Like, that's just a proven point. Like, these things don't you have to be patient. And it's like, I think, like, a thing with a lot of people, they think it just overnight this happens, you know. Maybe to the, like, extremely lucky ones that have that one track, you know,
Yeah.
but, you know.
But for other people, it takes
But
time.
for other people, you just got to work hard and, you
Keep
know,
chipping away
just
at
keep
it,
chipping
don't you?
away
Yeah.
and, just kind of keep a good attitude going. Because,
Yeah, and it comes with a lot of knockbacks as well, doesn't it? But it's all
serious
part of
knockback.
it. It's character building.
It is character
It is
building.
character
It
building.
is.
Smooth
So funny.
Jack Brewer, yeah.
All of it.
That was good, man.
So, any words of wisdom that you want to share with anyone?
Don't drink too much before you play, because you'll fuck up.
Try your hardest not to be a yes man.
Yeah,
Or
that's
woman.
it. Or woman, yeah.
And just enjoy yourself. Yeah,
Enjoy
definitely.
it, mate.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy the music. Definitely support other people.
Yeah, supporting other people, that's a big
It's a
one.
massive
You're
one.
really good at that.
Support other people.
I'm not so
You
good.
are good at that.
He's
You are
always
good at
wherever
that.
you turn, there is Cillian Butler, not a Cillian Butler. There is Cillian Butler.
You don't want another Cillian
No,
Butler, mate.
it's-
One's enough.
One's enough.
One's enough.
One is
yeah.
plenty.
Amazing. Well, in the interest of time and fiancés is at home, we might wrap it up. Unless
Yeah.
there's anything
Yeah.
else you guys want to touch on or share.
No, I think that's sweet.
All
Yeah,
good.
enjoyed
Well,
that,
all the
thank
best
you.
with the production leads. And yeah, thanks for coming over. And yeah, same as everyone, I'm super excited to see what happens for you guys over the next short and long while.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you
so
very
much
much.
for having us.
Yeah,
It's been,
lad, thank you
it's
very
been good
much.
fun.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it.
Very good fun.
Well, we
yeah.
got there, and like I feel like every single person that's come over has been like not a hassle, but you know, it's like it takes a minute to organise it, and it's like then I feel like am I being unorganised, and then it's like nah, it all comes together.
Don't worry, everyone's unorganised here. Then.
Yeah, because everyone's busy, right?
Yeah.
That's
But
it.
no,
That's
it's
really
been
agile.
great.
That was fun. That was
I've
perfect.
had such a good time.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Awesome. All right, thank you so much, and I'll speak to you soon.